Hi, soul family. How are you? I have to apologize for the last video. I had it over by the radio, my phone. I had no idea. I had it turned down really low, but it was too close to it. And how annoying. It was annoying for me. So I apologize. It would probably be pretty difficult for you to hear with that blaring in the background. We're going to do a reading quick. The items to choose from: Selenite Wand, the pink quartz, raw, I love this, quartz and crystal. We'll use this Sedona stone. See the crystal shining in there? Found this when I was climbing and I love, it's so beautiful. Look at the stripes. It's so beautiful. That one. And then we'll use the raw amethyst. Okay, those are the items. So the deck we're going to use is the Wisdom of the Hidden Realm. So for those who chose the Selenite, correct for neutrality on all levels. For those who chose the Selenite, I'm hearing something about the past. Somebody leaving, somebody... So the Queen of the Light, illumination, enlightenment in regards to something. This is abundance coming into fruition. Reaping basically what you sow. This is enlightenment, but this is in reverse. So it's interesting. I'm getting, like as I said, I'm getting something from the past. The Queen of the Light, illumination, enlightenment, celebration. And this is interesting because I feel like this looks like the light. So I didn't mean to take two cards, but they came out, so we'll do it as quickly as I can. So the Queen of Light, if you're in reverse, it's basically saying don't give in to fear. If you're illuminated and it's enlightenment and you're celebrating, you're happy, right? So this is, are you hiding yourself? Are you not coming forward? Something about the past. This is telling you that there is a light within you that wants to express itself, and it has nothing to do with pride. It has everything to do with who you are, coming from an authentic place. So are you there's some kind of ego situation happening here. So instead of the illuminated by the positive light, right? She looks like the Libra scale. She's holding two, one in each hand. And this is basically the negative light, like being flattered by false power or being focused on the glitz and glamour of the material world, or of what society expects or can bring, or trying to meet up. There's something here. Something's out of whack here. And Spirit's saying the truth and the value is who you are. It's not what you look like or what you have or the position that you hold. So it's talking to you about remembering that the material world, it's here and gone, but the spirit world resides forever. And it talks about the true wealth that you have. It's within you. And then interesting to me that this comes up in the upright. So when I said there's something about the past, it may be that somebody has learned that this wasn't all that it was cracked up to be. And the earth itself, because this is about reaping what you sow. Perhaps somebody has learned because of the enlightenment. This crystal is a self-charging crystal. It doesn't take from any other crystal, and it doesn't need any power from any. It stands alone, but it will clear and charge others. So this is a very powerful energy here. So I feel as though when I said that there's something from the past, there was something out of whack. And now in the upright, you have Gaia's garden, focusing on more nature, seriously, rather than stuff and cars and clothing. And this is more about reality of you've got everything you need. You've got what you need, even if you don't have all this that maybe you thought you needed before. Spirit says you have what you need. And you're constantly being provided by. So it might be a lack mindset. If I don't have this job, if I don't have this position, if I don't have this amount of money that I had before, when I was part of this other situation, how will I succeed? How will I be successful? And Spirit says, focus on the reality of the truth and the abundance that comes from nature. This is literally telling you that Spirit will bring to you everything that you need. It's a sign to give thanks for what you have. It's a sign to stay in a place of humility. There's a difference between flashy and authentic. That's what I'm getting here. That somebody may have recognized that, the difference between the two ways of looking at life, right? I used to think this was so important. I used to think I needed to dress this way and have these cars and have people look at me and be out in this society. I used to think that was so important. But now I realize that being the truth of who I am and following my true soul's path and what makes me happy, I'm happy with the simple things. I recognize the beauty of, instead of diamonds and clothing and cars and homes, of nature. And that's free for me. I'm happier. Basically, keep it simple, stupid, is what Spirit's saying. There's nothing wrong with having beautiful things. There's nothing wrong with having money. Money is a wonderful thing in this world. We need it to pay our bills, right? It buys things. You can do things for yourself. You can help other people. There's nothing wrong with that. We're not saying there's something wrong with this. They're saying there's something wrong with your emphasis being on that. I want that. I need that. I must have that. There's a difference between these people. All right. There's that message. I'll put these away because they may come out again. Who knows? So then we're going to go to the rose quartz. I'm going to choose this. I feel like this is pink tourmaline, actually. It is. It's pink tourmaline on raw crystal. So I will choose that. I love that. For those who choose the pink tourmaline, correct mentality. I mean, I take all of these messages. I pay attention to everything that I'm being shown. There's a message in everything. I see them, and I give these messages to myself first. So interesting. I got two, and then this one flew out. So, but it came out sideways. Why are we going in sets of two? So self-sabotage. It's interesting. I chose this. Self-sabotage. Poverty consciousness. So this is like, don't worry about it. Pay attention to your thoughts. I've got an outrageous electric bill. It literally quadrupled since I moved to this place. And I'm just like, wow. But also what I benefited from here quadrupled. And I've got to figure out ways to be more, I'm not worried about the money. I'm not worried. I'll figure it out. I'll figure out how to handle it. So this is self-sabotage. Also with myself, I put a blanket on at night and I had the air conditioning running. Okay, turn the air off, Sherri. Take the blanket off and have the fan on. You knew you were doing that. I remember in the middle of the night thinking, boy, that air feels cold. Well, now I'm paying the bill, right? So that was self-sabotage. So somebody's in, that's my particular message in this. For your message, I don't know. You know your particular story. But there's something about self-sabotage and having a lack consciousness, worrying, being distrusting, being cynical, constantly telling yourself you're not going to have enough. Stop saying things like that. Our minds and our words are very powerful. So everything is fine. It all works out. We'll figure it out. Any problem, there's a solution to every one. So don't expect negative either. You basically, this is like, well, I feel like this is my life. No, my life, I was born to receive. I was born to have the best life in the world. I deserve the best of everything. Change your mindset. You're now seeing maybe the results of negative thoughts or negative expectations. If you're looking at something and you're focusing on, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, this is going to happen, then you make it happen. You're shooting yourself in the foot. Or if you don't like what you see or you don't like the way something is going, how can you change it? Like I said, right? I got a little fan on. I went around and I shut all the vents in the rooms that I didn't use. I forgot to do that in this house. I did that in my other house. So then when the air comes on, it goes into the room that it needs to go into. And you can also close rooms off, doors off. My grandmother used to do that. And that's because she was conscious of finances, right? So there's things that you can do. The difficulties are learning curves. Basically, it shows you what you need to do in order to fix something or alter something. So learn from the mistakes, get the lessons, and figure it out. This one is about the Metal King. This is about boundaries. Somebody's coming over your boundaries. Or are you? There's something about boundaries, discipline, armor. Boundaries have been coming up a lot lately. Protective energy coming up a lot lately. So the Metal King, I would say that's the King of Swords, right? So somebody's stepping over another person's boundaries. The King of Swords generally is an air sign. I don't like to do zodiac signs, but this might make you understand what's actually happening here. Someone's stepping over another person's boundaries. It's a very analytical person, a sharp, wordy person. But so what's coming here is, this is a positive. We got this in the upright. We didn't get this in the negative. We got this in the upright. So this is saying the Metal King, this one with the sword, they're protecting your boundaries. They're stepping over this wall into your boundaries, and they're protecting you. So there's a shield of protection. If there's some kind of jealousy or envy coming over into your boundary system, this one's going to come in and handle it. And Spirit's been saying this a lot to me lately. So if you've got criticism or jealousy coming your way, you're not going to be hurt. It talks about also setting boundaries. Again, this is so loud for myself. Even as uncomfortable as it might be, you need to make sure you know where you begin and another person ends. Boundaries are very, very healthy. Don't take on other people's stuff. Other people's emotions are not your emotions. I've been feeling other people's energy. When I do that, I go outside to clear. And then I ask Michael to do a sweep of my home, my phone, myself, put a shield of protection, right? It's also telling you need to have healthy self-esteem. Think of yourself in a positive way. This is a time for you to be proud of what you've accomplished and allow yourself to give yourself a pat on the back in regards to that. So this was a celebration. This is the Sun Dancers. It came in kind of sideways. I like this message because I was talking about the Grail Knight and the Knight in Shining Armor. I said I would rather have the Grail Knight. That's who I will have. I don't want a Knight in Shining Armor. The Knight in Shining Armor hasn't done any work. They're all shiny and all pretty. They're that enlightened one. They're that remember the two beings, the one that was natural, earthy, down to earth, and the other one that was all shiny and, false illumination. I don't want that. I want the Grail Knight. He comes sliding in sideways, dusty, bent, dirty, banged up, because he's been through the battle. He or she has done the work, right? I don't want perfection. I want reality. I want authenticity. That's the difference between those two cards. One's seeking the false perfection, and which isn't real. All the plastic society, and then the real authentic. This is celebration coming in sideways. So it didn't come in upright. Maybe it didn't come in right away. Maybe it's on its way in. Or maybe there was a hiccup. Maybe there was a bump in the road. There were lessons that needed to be learned, right? So this is telling you right now, what you put your attention towards, you will manifest. Look at this couple dancing. They're dancing together means moving in harmony. So this is grace and goodwill. Be willing to dance a victory dance and watch your dreams be realized. Stay positive. Spirit says it's divine timing that's bringing this in. All things are possible for you. But it came in sideways, right? Somebody doesn't quite believe that yet. So be careful. Don't lose yourself in the dreams of the future, Spirit says. Stay in the now. You will find the answers you need. But it's not about working and striving all the time after it. It's important to play. It's important to relax and to dance and be joyful. Keep your boundaries up. Know that you're protected. Don't shoot yourself in the foot with it's never going to happen or how am I going to do this? You're good. You are protected. Here, look at these two coming in together. This one cancels that one out. You are safe. You're protected. Don't worry. But keep your boundaries up and be careful of the way you talk. And this is on its way. It's not quite here yet, but it is on its way. Yay, I like this. Thank you very much, Spirit. Next one is the Druisey, the crystals. Look at those. Can you see when the light hits them? Song in the background, you're still drinking and buying things with Daddy's money. You gross me out. This song is hysterical. I got a list of all the reasons you don't get me. Why you don't get to have me. You're jaded. Somebody focused on the material, on the fleeting. Toxic. I can't trust you. You still have mommy issues. You think you look all pretty on the outside and you want the perfect and you try to put yourself out there perfect, but you're not authentic. You're not real. You're plastic. You're not of any value to me. I'd rather have something built of wood. Correct for neutrality on all levels. For those who chose this beautiful, this is in nature. This is freaking gorgeous. To me, I love all of these natural crystals. They're beautiful. Selfish, jaded, focused on money, focused on position, focused on power, focused on how you looked. That's the one that's got to go. That's what I would guard myself from. And that's what this person is saying. You know what? Sometimes I think about when we were together and I miss you. And then I realized all the reasons why I'm not there. And I'm grateful for it. So the Desert Prince. Survival, false promises. Interesting. Comes on the heels of that, right? So this false promises, that's interesting. So when you come there's a gift here. Spirit says right now in the desert, it's tough, but there are succulents that survive in the desert. I live here. It's hot, right? It can get very hot. External conditions are still able to survive in difficult environments. So Spirit says you need to be tough, you need to have courage, and dare to dream no matter what your circumstances are. See past the self-sabotaging thoughts, right? And maybe it's you're having a difficult time. It may seem difficult, may seem hard for you. But Spirit says you're going to survive. You're going to thrive in spite of the conditions. It's like yesterday. I had a client, and this was her message. And a hummingbird flew up right when I was speaking to her. And I said, you know, no matter what you're going through a difficult time right now. But the hummingbird says you will accomplish what might seem impossible to yourself as well as others. Remember the one that said that you're being protected from people that are talking shit, that are gossiping about you, that are slandering you, that are jealous of you? You're going to rise above that. So if you're in a dry spell, it's a time of faith and courage. It's a time when we're tested. But Spirit says, expect the best. Watch miracles manifest. This is a positive affirmation. False promises is the negative. We got this in the upright. 1 and 9 together is 10. So an ending of an old cycle, maybe the ending of the old way of thinking of things. And in this rock that I just found on the ground in the desert here, I found crystals. You got to look for them maybe, right? But they're there. This is precious to me. Just found it kicking around on the ground. But I knew what to look for, right? I was looking for the best. Keep your thoughts positive. You will survive. You will succeed. It has everything to do with letting go of the negative thinking. Correct for neutrality on all levels. For those who chose, it's funny that I said the raw amethyst. Most of my crystals are raw. I love them. I love the natural, organic. Song right now, you're right. You're right. I like you. I do. Can you fit me in your plans? I like you. Correct for neutrality. Let me turn it down so it doesn't interrupt it. Whoa, those two came out right away. The Rainbow Prince and the Lady of the Gift. Nice. So the Rainbow Prince is talking about, well, first of all, a rainbow always talks about after the storm comes the rainbow. And the rainbow is a promise of good things after the storm. Like what lesson you've learned, you won't have to learn that lesson again. You won't be given that test again. It's compensation for what it is that you've been through. It's basically the law of give and take. It's karma. It's the law. It's balance. Nature is balanced. The law of giving and receiving. So after whatever this storm was that you've been through, here comes the rainbow. There's a pot of gold that's at the end of that rainbow, and it's landing right in this Rainbow Prince's hand. And it's basically because of what you went through as a desert prince or princess, right? You've been through that. You stayed strong. You stayed optimistic. Even when you went through your dry spell and you went, oh my gosh, your dry spell. I've got this little spot on my arm. And I said, I don't know what this is. It freaked me out. It's a dry patch. It's a little dry patch on my arm. I got burned by something. I didn't even see that it burned me. Spirit protected me. I found out afterwards. It was so interesting, just like that other message. So after your dry spell, here comes the storm, right? Monsoon season, the lightning, the thunder, and then the rainbow. After everything is washed away. Spirit saying right now, the light touches you from another realm. This is about aligning yourself with the giving and receiving in the highest possible way. You standing in your integrity, right? Anything that you work for, you need to be compensated for. So when we do our work on our personal path, our spiritual path, the work that we put in, we will be rewarded for it. It may have felt like it's taking a long time. That's the dry spell. But this is the promise that your compensation is coming. Keep your sights on the sky after the rainstorm, Spirit says. Whatever it is that upset your life, whatever it was, the turmoil that was there, stay, understand. Perseverance, says the falcon. Perseverance. Follow your bliss to the pot of gold. Spirit says the gift that's coming for you is better than you imagine. And here's the gift. I love how these come out. Generosity, receiving. You got it in the upright, so the withholding that's on the end of this doesn't apply. So this is the gift that's coming, right? She brings a message to you. And this is about making sure that you're also giving and receiving, so that you give and receive in equal measure. This is about gifting. I made a choice for myself. I was spring cleaning somewhat. I went to the Goodwill. I like the Goodwill. It's treasure hunting. And I bought a bunch of things, and I thought, this is ridiculous. I have so many things. So I decided that if I bring something in, I'm going to bring equal amount or more out. So I came home, and I got 10 different little things, and I took about 25 back. So I gave more back than what I brought in. That was my way of tithing. The things that I gave were actually high quality. And I could have taken them to the secondhand store, but I thought, no, the Goodwill in Sedona is good to me, right? I get all kinds of treasures there. I love that place. That's where Spirit sent me when I didn't have much, and I got everything I needed. Everything I asked for, I can get there. And so I brought those items there. It was my gift to them. It was my thanks to them. And it's a way of, when anytime we do this, if you clean out your closet, the things that you're not using, the items I had were beautiful, but I wasn't wearing them, or I wasn't using them. And I thought, somebody else needs them. And that place has been good to me, so I'm going to give back. And it made me feel good. It cleared, basically you take out the old energy, and you're able to bring in new energy. It's a equaling, a balancing. There should always be a balance. So this talks about, it doesn't have to be things. It can be time and energy, right? Constantly giving your energy away is not keeping your boundaries safe, right? There needs to be a give and take. So right now my phone's not ringing. When my phone's not ringing, Spirit, that's a reason it's not ringing. I meant to do something different. I meant to do this. This is me now giving back, right? My phone doesn't ring. I don't make money. I give back. I'm not worried about it. My phone will ring when I'm finished with this. So pay attention also how you treat people who have maybe less than you, who don't dress like you, who don't have cars like you, right? Don't look down upon others. Remember that shiny person and then the more natural, organic person. Never look down on someone who has less than you, or who appears to be in. They may like that. I watched a movie the other night, and the guy. It was a good one, actually. It was on Netflix. It's very hard to find something that I will watch, but it was about football. It was called The English Game, and this guy was a lord. And his father was a snot, and he was wealthy, and he was constantly laying down on his son. He's not good enough, not doing enough, fooling around. And his son was actually doing honorable things, but it wasn't what the high aristocrat society expected. He was doing things that were helping the common man, the regular, hardworking people, the ones that didn't have much. And he was doing wonderful things, and his father just didn't get it. He didn't understand what was important. He looked down at those people, and he said, these people are good people. You're not seeing them for who they are. He literally had all of his friends turning against him. The high society, they actually harmed him because they said, you're changing. And he said, the world is changing, and we need to change with it. And that's what I'm getting emotional right now. I'm sorry. This world is changing, and we are changing it. Remember that saying? Be the change you wish to see in the world. Never look down upon people. I grew up with money. Not all the time. I was born into a very poor family. Well, actually, we lost it when my dad left my mother. Lived for a long time without much. And I was super happy. The happiest ever. Lived in the forest, played in the garden. That was the happiest time of my life. And then we married my stepdad, and he didn't have money when he married my mom, but he became quickly very wealthy. He was very good at what he did. He had a Midas touch. And in the organization that we belonged to, my father was an elder in the congregation, and we drove a Cadillac. He had the money. There was nothing wrong with that. He wanted to give my mother what she didn't have. And so he was asked to serve in a different congregation, and we went to a congregation that didn't have much money, and they always were hard on him. They looked down on him. They talked shit behind his back, and I thought, what is wrong with these people? He gives you more than you make. He would shake the hands of the people there and put money in their hand. He was not lording over them. He was a very humble man. He had money, but he didn't lord it over them. There's a difference. There's nothing wrong with having money. You can help people. So don't look down upon someone who has more than you have. Don't think that somehow you're better because you're choosing to be a martyr, right? Pay attention. Your belief system needs to be different. We are the change that this world needs to see. So that's the reading. I liked it a lot. Thank you, Spirit. I put crystals on my cards to clear them. I want to ask for a positive personal power affirmation for each one as well. So for those who chose the Selenite Wand, here's your personal power affirmation. I love affirmations. I am worthy. I am worthy. Yes, you are. For those who chose the pink tourmaline, I was trying to get this pink tourmaline wrapped in a necklace, and my friend didn't want to do it. It wasn't his style. I just thought of my friend Sebastian. He's in Florida right now. I'd love for him to wrap this piece. He needs work, and he's such a great artist. I'm going to think about how to get that to him. Correct for neutrality on all levels. For those who chose the pink tourmaline, correct for neutrality on all levels. For those who chose the pink tourmaline, no, I'll let Spirit choose. I don't. Wow, I love it when they do that. I am fearless. I am fearless. Say these words even if you don't believe them. You say it until you believe it. For those who chose the Druisey raw, look at that. Isn't that just incredible how you can just have this rock and in the center there's crystals. I mean, I don't know how, even just the other side of it, it all shimmers. And there's crystal throughout this. There's Druisey. See, did you catch it in the light? Right there. See? God, I'm fascinated. I just freaking love crystals. This is just incredible. There it is. See? I love it. For those who chose that, I choose that. I'm going to have to go back and listen to that message. All the messages are mine, but the ones you choose hold specific meaning. I love that. Correct for neutrality. Oh, stop. Donald Trump talking in the background. It's 11:22 right now. 222. Everything is happening exactly as it is meant to happen with divine blessings for everyone involved. Let go and have faith. Correct for neutrality on all levels. There's another fuller meaning to that, I think. Let me just look at it. For some reason, I'm supposed to tell you. Trust that everything is working out exactly as it is supposed to, with divine blessings for everyone involved. Let go and have faith. I dropped the trust because I believe it. Everything is, every time I see that, I don't say I trust that it is. I say I know it is. Correct for neutrality on all levels. For those who chose the Druisey raw crystal, what is your affirmation? For those of you who chose the Druisey. Oh, you got two. How fun. I reveal my truth. I reveal my truth. And I am lovable. Ooh, I like that. And for those who chose the raw amethyst. For those who chose the raw amethyst. Correct for neutrality on all levels. For those who chose the raw amethyst. I love this deck. No, too many, Spirit. For those who chose the raw amethyst. I am determined. Right on her headband. I am determined. All right, you guys. If anybody would like help with a private reading, my contact me on Facebook if you're seeing this on Facebook or on YouTube. My email address is sherricolumbus@yahoo.com. All one, lowercase, SHERRI. And I would love to do a private reading for you. Have a beautiful day. Take care.